and I'm not picking on anybody, but I'm looking like if I live like way out of the city or some shit like that, right? And my so to speak, or the doctors that kind of gave birth to me might be, I don't know, some clicks to kind of get to.
Yeah.
If I have like a slight finger issue or stuff like that, whatever, or my finger might be, kind of feeling kind of fucked up, I'm not gonna look at it as if I'm gonna drive all the way this way to go deal with it and everything like that, whatever, for me. But now I look at this stuff as like, God damn, my finger look like black and blue and it's about to fall off and stuff. Well, this drive might not be that bad.
The Podical podcast, you can't win. Talking a good game, you can't win. Topics never lame, you can't win. Win.
Watch your average Joseph. Marvelous. It's ridiculously funny.
What's up, everybody? I'm Marvelous.
And I'm not your average Joseph.
And we are the Podical Sons. Let's start the show. Like, comment, subscribe, all the above. All streaming platforms possible. Podical Sons podcast. On the socials, Podical Sons. And website, podicalsons.com. So let's start the show. How you feeling today?
I'm good. Just trying to enjoy what seems to be the last little bit of the summertime, heading back into the fall season. So trying to make do with what it is. And try to catch up on what I missed from being on vacation and taking the time off, heading up to the birthday weekend, and yeah, kind of had some stuff fall to the wayside, but trying to pick back up and then start the fall on a good note.
What fall? Because it's not officially fall till like September 22nd.
Yeah. So it's just I say, tied it up now, so when the fall comes, everything is ready to go.
Okay. No, I'm outside because I know the weather start to switch early as usual. Like, I guess living in Canada, so I realize and stuff that like after the civic holiday weekend, temperatures start to change and shift. So then everything becomes a little bit finicky weather-wise and stuff, because coming into, I guess, what I've noticed since the whole polar axis shifting you were talking about, probably about November, that's when it's now time to kind of like scarf up. But I'm like, until then and stuff, whatever, the weather's too unbalanced and stuff, whatever. Like, I want to say there's more predictability with it being in the summer, because either you get extreme hot or you get a rain day.
Right.
But I think now you get rain, chilly days. Well, there was a day this week and stuff, this past week, there was like little to any sunshine. It was like straight cloud cover and stuff, and didn't even rain.
It didn't rain.
So, yeah, I want to say, like, I think after the whole, like, beginning of August, the weather is like up and down, because I have people at work and stuff that want to go to the X, or who went to the X and stuff, whatever. They're like, they didn't know how to dress or prepare for it, because you don't want to walk with too much things and stuff, whatever, if the temperature might get warmer. And if it gets rainy, it might kind of kill your fun and everything like that. So it's up and down. So
yeah,
I said, well, we have some little weather stability where it at least makes sense, then you can move forward and stuff and just do what you do.
Canada's that one spot where you can safely say you can get a jacket for each temperament weather, because you're going to experience it all. From the heaviest of snowfall to the light misty rain to rain itself. I probably got maybe 4 or 5 different seasonal jackets.
I think that you should. Like, living in Canada, you should have something and stuff, whatever, to dance in between. I think it'd be kind of foolish not to, because, I mean, you might get caught out in one of those days where it starts off one way, then it ends another way. And hopefully you have a jacket that kind of can ride between the two.
Right.
Unfortunately, I think I got caught sometimes with it out like that. I want to say the beginning. Probably, I want to say like maybe the 10 to 2010s, when I probably came around and stuff and realized like, yo, you need a coat or a little jacket for like all seasons. If it's like the spring come around, like a windbreaker / like rainproof kind of thing, or waterproof.
Yeah.
And then that summer, fall time and stuff, whatever, something thicker. It might be like, prepared for you for the rainy things and stuff, but then you need something warm where it's not like winter tactic warm and stuff. So, yeah. I want to say like the northern areas and stuff, whatever here, like New York, possibly. I want to say, obviously we're above the equator, but I want to say probably going straight across stuff from left to right. It might be like that, but for some odd reason, I think like that Seattle, Washington, Portland area.
Right.
They get more heavier rain and stuff than we do and everything. Like, because Vancouver gets a good portion of rain like that, right?
Yeah.
But we're still, like, I want to say, coming across pretty much in the same region.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think theirs is due to most of the mountainous regions on that side of the coast. Has a lot to do with the precipitation.
Let's get to it then. First poll of the week said, would you end a friendship if they cheated on their significant other? And 71% said no. How do you feel about that?
71% said no.
Yeah, they wouldn't end a friendship if their friend cheated on their significant other.
Yeah, you know, I don't think I would end a friendship either. I would just need to know, like, I guess that, and it probably wouldn't be. It's not my business as to why. I'd be wondering why.
Birds of a feather flock together, though. So
Yeah.
I mean, for you to maintain a friendship, that's the reason why I'm iffy on it now.
Yeah. I mean,
because if your friend's a cheater and you guys are still locked in and stuff, whatever like that, I would look at your friend and your friend group like all of y'all might be up to the same type of shit, even though you might not be of it, but you're just guilty by association.
Yeah. But I think either you're guilty by association, or the person that you're with is going to realize if you're a person that's going to be that way, then there's no association regardless, right? Like that's on you, right? So I gotta not think of myself as, are you going to be that person? Right? That's likely that like you're the one who's been caught cheating, or are you going to be the person who I believe you are to be, and then just leave it like that, but just leave it where the dice is, because who's to say if that person didn't get caught cheating and your man was the one that's actually cheating? You don't know, right? It's like, it is what it is. You have faith in that person until that person proves to you otherwise. But you can't let that other person, yeah, surely say birds of the feather flock together, but I know some people that I've been around with that have been to certain things that I know I'd never be into, right? And it's just one of those things. I'm not saying to say, okay, you're gonna have the same type of friendship relationship like you may have had in the past, but to say that, okay, like to say that whatever we've had like in between us is like affected because of what you've done or what you've done to that person or our friendship, then I wouldn't say that right away that I would disown you. Especially like I don't know what your relationship is between the two of you that led to that. I just know, okay, you went out of place and you did wrong. I'm not gonna hold that against you. At the same time, yeah, I'm gonna look at you a little bit differently.
So you are holding it against them if you look at them differently.
No, when I say not gonna hold it against you, like I'm not gonna cut you off, right? You know what I mean? Like I have a different mindset as to say how you view relationships a little bit differently. So maybe if you're trying to tell me something in regards to relationships, that part will be different as how I take that. But everything else, if you were straight on everything else, then we would be straight on stuff like that. But otherwise than that, yeah, man, I see people like have like really bad relationships, and then friends have been like torn because they felt like they need to choose sides, and at the end of the day, I don't feel like you should.
What do you mean?
To choose
what do you mean
sides.
by that? So if you've seen a bad relationship with friends feeling like they have to choose sides, I don't understand.
Like feel like okay, like if we were all friends. We were all friends at one point.
So you and the person's like husband and wife?
Yeah. Everybody, like the whole.
But who were you friends with first? Like I look at it stuff like that matters and stuff because it comes to the level of like loyalty. Like if this been your boy from like 88 and he hooked up with whatever, like whoever, and like him and the girlie, they got kosher.
These friendships have a lot of weight to them, and they go like way back. It's not like to say, yeah, I have a friend from 88. I may know his wife from like 89, 90. The level of relationship is there. Like I've seen friends in circles like that who've known each other like from kids growing up. And then I have to be like choosing, like feel like they have to be choosing sides. I said, no, like you've guys been angry at each other all at one point. Why would you not feel like you have to choose sides because so and so's relationship didn't work out?
So okay,
that's their relationship. You gotta leave their relationship to be their relationship.
Now I have a scenario. You have one friend you've been friends with since 88 and they met this significant other and stuff, whatever, in like 2005.
2005.
And then they get married and stuff, whatever, let's say 2010. And now you found out that this friend has been cheating on her and stuff, whatever, since like, we'll say 2020.
Just for which friend? My friend who I know?
Yeah, from 88.
Right, okay. From 2020.
No. You know a friend from 88.
Right.
He hooked up with somebody and stuff, whatever, and got married to somebody in 2010.
Right.
In 2020, he's cheated on said person.
In 2020, he's cheating on said person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where's the look at thing now? Where you're talking about whatever? Because you didn't know them both from like way back when.
Yeah, but I know them enough for a significant amount of time to consider them both friends. So, like I said, whatever has happened between them, then that's happened between them. That's like,
so your loyalty went to lie to the person that was there longer and stuff compared to the person shorter. You just automatically equated, let's say, the person who's been there in a shorter time in your world on equal grounds with the person because they're with the significant other.
But what would you? I'm not understanding of why would you look at it as any sort of loyalty? For me, not to say I'm no longer gonna speak to that person.
No, what I'm saying for the no loyalty aspect and stuff is that
right.
You don't know her as long as you know him.
No,
you
no,
only know her. You hold on. I don't know her.
I don't know her as long as I know him, right? But I know her a good amount of time to say, okay, you know what? That piece of whatever action that's happening between you, that's a relationship thing, right? Our friendship surpasses your relationship thing. So if you all can't figure that out, that's fine. I'm not gonna say now because you guys are no longer together, I'm not gonna be your friend, or I'm gonna stop being your friend because my boy who I know much longer than you, no longer is no longer feels like you're the one for him, or you no longer feel like he's the one for you. Like, okay, that's fine. Neither you were the one for me. That has nothing to do with me. We have a friendship on a certain type of level. We're sure we're not going to probably see each other as much as we have because the functions might be a little bit different, right? And again, I'm not going to come to you for a relationship advice because I've seen what your relationships has happened. But otherwise than that, I'm not going to not be your friend. I'm not going to stop being your friend. If you have a problem or a situation that I can help or I can be able to fix or be of service with, then hey.
It's different. Okay. Yeah, me, I'm on the yes side. I cut that off. I'm in this point in time. Again, birds of a feather flock together. And I think a person's reputation and stuff, they should, well, let's say this. For the friends that I look for,
right,
they should look in stuff where they want to be, honestly, like I want to say, with certain type of decisions and choices.
Yeah.
And they have to understand the stuff that certain decisions and choices and stuff have a weight and a factor and stuff to it. That there might be consequences to some things. So if this person chooses to step out on the significant other that I barely know, I want to say I know less time and stuff than them.
Right.
I look at the stuff as if you can't be loyal to the person you're naked in front of and stuff, whatever, a good portion of the time. Your loyalty seems kind of wavered and stuff for across the board where you only kind of think for self.
Right.
So I look at it stuff as this is a definitely game changer and stuff, whatever, like how I would view you, because if it came in a Cobra clutch, you've already chosen that you chose yourself over preservation and stuff of others.
Yeah, for sure. I look at you and say you definitely, how you view relationships, to me, it would definitely change in that situation of you and your significant other, or you and your girlfriend, or however that mix came about, and however it just ended. But apart from that, I mean, if we're straight on everything else, and I see that you're straight on everything else, it's like I'm not gonna let that determine our level of friendship, or get in the way of whatever we built, or whatever we possibly make and build. And on this side as well, it's like I just have to just view each other, view you guys differently as far as like the relationship is concerned. And that's it. Just keep it moving. Hopefully, you guys can keep it cordial, and we're at the cookouts, everybody can smile and kiki it up. Otherwise, I don't know what to say. What was the next poll?
On to the next poll. Is 7 year? The next poll says, is a 7-year age gap too big? And 100% of people and stuff who voted said no. How do you feel about that?
No, I don't think so either.
I'm on the no side for it.
Yeah.
But I look at it stuff as where I would say both parties have to be over the age of 21. And I say it just like that and stuff, whatever, because I look at it where you have, I want to say more so what I've seen and stuff in recent times, I want to say kind of like a good portion of women, like let's say the women teachers,
right,
have kind of been crossing lines and stuff, whatever, has been more in the public eye.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say in the non-public eye, you have a lot of times where you had these older men dating girls who were in high school.
Right.
And stuff, right? And I want to say, not to say so much, but I want to say a good portion of stuff of like the older guys and the high school women and stuff. I want to say a good proximity of time and stuff and age for them be like 5. I want to say, let's say if the girl might be 16 and the guy is 21.
Right.
I want to say that's kind of, it's far, but it's kind of a little bit better. I want to say like 6 and 7, you're getting into like a danger zone, because
Right.
I feel like a 16-year-old person and stuff barely can figure out what they really want to eat and do with themselves.
Right.
Then to put them like on a situation where like certain, like I want to say, to treat the relationship like a standardized, like let's say adult relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can really fully quantify it and stuff for her to that level, because I want to say brain development is one type of thing and stuff, whatever, and then like what you can do. So I want to say if the person's 16, other person and stuff might be 20, what's that? 23. I would feel like the 23-year-old person has a little bit more flexibility on what they can do, like regarding to like their life. So let's say if they're turning to the 16-year-old person and stuff, they're like, let's go get a house together and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the 16-year-old person is old enough, or probably might have like a type of work. Anybody's different. Because I look at it stuff as where you can set up some things for your child.
Yeah.
That your child could be emotionally mature and ready to do with some things and stuff from like 16 to 18 and stuff, whatever. But I want to say that's not the average case.
No.
So I would say the 16-year-old isn't ready to be in a relationship of that magnitude. Now, we flip them and stuff to say 21-year-old and a 28-year-old. I would say the 28-year-old is still trying to like, I want to say hone into the person who they are when the 21-year-old person hasn't gotten there yet.
Right.
Now, we're getting to the 30 level, carpe diem. Let everything run the stuff, whatever. Because I feel like a 30-year-old like woman or even a 30-year-old man could be with somebody and stuff who's 7 years to their senior. Because I feel like they have a better understanding, a little grasp of certain things and stuff in their world. So that's just from what I've seen, from my understanding. Because I have a coworker now. I think he is, about 7 to 8 years older than his wife.
Yeah.
And this is his second marriage. And I think this is his wife's first marriage. Right? And when it came down to it, they were in conversation and stuff how they met.
Right.
He was iffy and awe and stuff on like her, because he's like, you know what, if it's to pop off, it might just be more of a fun time thing.
Yeah.
But he's like, everything that she laid out or stuff, this is exactly what she wanted to be. And to like, when he was looking at it, like to date her, he's like, she presented everything that he was actually missing in a previous marriage.
Right.
Rolled the dice and everything popped off and stuff with her. So I think she was like 28, 29 when they got married.
At the time?
Yeah, at the time and stuff, whatever. And like, yeah, he was like, I think 8 years older and stuff at that time. And then, yeah, they've been together for a good amount of years and stuff, have kids. So I think he's in his 50s and stuff like that, whatever now. And I think he's like 52, 53-ish. And like, she's in her 40s and stuff, whatever. But I look at it stuff as like, her brain was, I guess, ready because you have the emotionally mature ones.
Yeah.
That can kind of deal with it. Like, and it takes some time and stuff for people to kind of develop and grow.
I was about to say, and I think the older you get, I think the less it begins to, or the less it matters, because it's the same thing you're saying, right? Like we're all reaching this level at different stages in our life, right? So who knows when he may have plateaued? He may have plateaued right where.
What do you mean plateau?
Like where it, like his comfortability, or where he feels like this is where I'm gonna stay at in my life. So he met her when she was 28?
No. I want to say he met her when she was about, I'm assuming that she was about like 25. Let's say 25. Right?
25.
So he met her when she was 25 and he was 32.
And he was 32, right? Okay, so let's say at that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's reached the age of 32, and they always say how women mature faster than us, or mature faster than us, and or that sort of thing. So let's say at her age, she's already reached where he's going to peak at. You kind of get what I'm saying? Like they've.
No, explain it to me like I'm stupid. He's peaked where?
Let's just say he at the age of 32, he's comfortable with his lifestyle.
Okay.
And the things that he sees for his future. And if he does want to move from where he's at, it might not be that much. Her at that age, she's seen the same thing as he's seen. So he's comfortable with her. She's like her age, her level of maturity has reached him.
No, I want to say, so in his case and stuff, whatever, no, he wasn't.
Okay.
Because the thing and stuff, I think he was telling me and stuff, like coming like 32, he came out of his marriage and stuff at the time when, like, let's say before he met set wife.
Right, okay.
Right? Set new wife or second wife. He came out of the marriage and stuff to fully divorce and stuff, I think like 31, 32. So it's like, it was something like he was looking for something just like a fun time. But it's kind of like, he's trying to understand, like, because his thing and stuff is that, and I like how he said it, he said it in general. He's like, the thing is, the problem with most people and stuff is that they don't want to invest into the person itself. They want to invest to what the person could do for them.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And so his thing and stuff was that he would meet people, like dating women-wise, whatever. It was just more of a thing as like, yo, he's not trying to lock in anything because he just came out of a marriage.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like he has an understanding of how this person and stuff might be. So he's like, you know what? We can rock.
Right.
We can rock. We can date, whatever. And then, like, if you find something better and stuff, whatever, vamonos, because he's not looking towards that direction and stuff like that, whatever, right?
Yeah. But eventually his mind just kind of changed over time.
Well, I want to say, like, it changed over time and stuff, because he said that she had a situation, or I think he said she had a resolve that was unshaken and unwavered. Like the way he put it, like he made it seem, because like somebody else, like, is she a Marvel comic hero? Like the way he's like, yo, it was something like, yo, I'm not into this and stuff, whatever. And she's like, yo, sort your shit out and stuff, whatever, and everything like that.
I'm not going anywhere.
She's like, she don't want to, like, I guess, accumulate too many bodies.
Right.
Like on the way and stuff like that, whatever. And she's like, yeah, she's trying to, like, because she just was like a fresh grad and whatever, like, she was doing.
Yeah.
But her thing and stuff is like, I'm okay with, at least this is the one main dick I'm getting.
Yeah.
To understand the stuff that I need my other shit and stuff in my world. So he's like, meanwhile, like, he'll probably drop off a dick or two, or they might go out for dinner and everything like that. And he's like, they playing catch up, like, so how's work and everything like that shit. Boom, boom, I got a promotion. I got this laid out, whatever. Boom, 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 and all this type of stuff, whatever. So he's like, well, goddamn, you're your own superwoman and stuff, whatever.
Right.
Before, without even thinking and stuff and everything. So he's like, it was a situation and stuff. She's like, yeah, this. Because he's like, when he got a divorce, I believe when he got a divorce and stuff, whatever, he said he moved in with his brother or something like that, whatever.
Right.
At the time, because his brother was like a little bit younger than him. So his brother might be like maybe 2-3 years younger than him. And they were living together. And he's like, yo, fuck it. If somebody or if his brother falls in love and everything like that, then whatever's clever. First, but he's like, before the brother fell in love or brother had his world like locked in and stuff, whatever, she bought a house on her own.
Yeah.
So she's like, I think she was living like somewhere, I'm gonna say probably Podical-ish or like down like Roncesvalles-ish.
Okay, yeah.
In that vicinity and stuff, until like she bought a house and stuff, whatever, in Ennisville.
Okay.
So she bought a house in Ennisville and stuff, whatever, and everything like that. She's like, boom, she saw a deal and everything and blah, blah, blah. This is what she wants. Lockdown, bought it. So she's like, yo, so you still dating and stuff? I'm like, yeah, this is great and all and everything like that. But now I'm looking for a husband.
Right, yeah.
Did you sort out your shit yet? Whatever. We're like, getting over like your woos and haws and stuff. Have you licked your wounds and stuff, whatever? And he's like, he was drinking and stuff like a beer at the time. And he's like, lick my wounds. He's like, what's wrong with this woman and stuff, whatever, right? But he's like, when he's looking at her and stuff, like I said, the understanding of the person,
right?
He's like, yo, this woman is so determined. Like for like the past 2 years that he's known her, she's situated so many things and stuff in the world. She's like, yo, boss, like, walk on. Like, if you're gonna like, are we gonna do this or should I fully like clip you off and go find somebody and stuff, whatever? And he's like, he didn't like the feeling of being dumped and stuff, whatever. So he's like, you know what? He'll be the one that to break it off if it don't pop off.
All right.
But she was just concrete. She was just a concrete person and stuff. And to this day, they're still together and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
So I want to say more so, like, again, her resolve, like he was saying, he's like, her resolve and stuff was just concrete. You couldn't say no to it, whatever. It was absolute. He's like, you'll be a fool to let a woman like that and stuff walk out of your world and stuff like that because she'll play a part. And he's like, with his previous marriage and stuff, whatever, they had one kid, right? One young child and stuff at the time and everything like that. And then when they got together and stuff, her room or like the house she bought was a 3-bedroom house and she planned to flip it.
Right.
Because I guess she had people in her ear about the real estate thing and stuff, whatever. And then with his previous kid getting a little bit older, he said their room, they had the master bedroom and stuff, and they relocated and did, I guess, like the basement up. So they controlled like the basement area and stuff and everything like that. And the other kid from the first kid from the other marriage took over a room. So let's say their oldest kid got their room with the ensuite and stuff like that, whatever. The other kid got the other room and the kid from the first marriage has a room and stuff like that, whatever too. And he's like, it wasn't something he had to like pull teeth for and stuff like that. He's like, yo, I knew she was like a certified woman.
Right, yeah.
And he's like, yo, you can't say no to a good ass deal.
No, you can't.
So I was like, yeah, that's real because he's like coming from like other people that he's heard, co-workers and stuff like that, who's been in marriages and hasn't worked out, like to do the whole blended family thing. I want to say not too many results and stuff in his world, but he was saying like, because he looked at me and somebody else, because he's a white guy. And he's like, I don't know, like, maybe doesn't work in the worlds that you know and stuff, whatever. I was like, to be honest and stuff, whatever, I know a lot of blended family. Like, you're a blended family and stuff, whatever, so to speak. Because I want to say, both of your parents had 2 kids before they got together, right? And then they had 3 kids of their own.
Right.
So I look at it, so I was like, well, my aunt and uncle and stuff was like tested at whatever, that it's possible. But I'm like, you need like people with good kind of like character. And a level of understanding and stuff, whatever. And then we all like shifted gears in conversations because we started talking about like people in the world.
Right.
Like people in the world like that is not really built like that anymore, right? No. Like, I mean, and we can talk about it and stuff, but I want to say it's not really like a topic thing, but Cam Newton sat down on his Funky Friday podcast
Right.
with Dr. Bryant.
Okay.
And Dr. Bryant and stuff, whatever, she said her age minimum and stuff, whatever, is 28. Because, again, 28, and she's a shrink, the human brain is fully developed at this time.
Right.
So if it came to like signs of like schizophrenia or mental issues and stuff like that, it would have revered his head before.
Right.
At 28, if it has it and stuff like that, this is just more personality and world and other kind of changes. She said her requirement is that the person that she's looking to be with has 0 kids.
Right.
So the age thing can go vast. Because she's like, as a man, she's still in, she didn't give her age, but I think like Google searches and stuff, whatever, kind of reveal their age and stuff at the time. But like, as a man, he can pop off nuts till he dies.
Yeah.
She, as a woman, if she's with a guy who's like 50 or even 60 and stuff like that, whatever, if he has 0 kids, still pop off and have their kids.
Right.
So I was like, when she was saying it to Cam and stuff, I was like, I don't know how many dudes and stuff that old want to be. But then again, if you never had any kids and stuff like that, whatever,
right,
this might be a golden opportunity time if you did want to have kids and stuff.
You did want to have kids, yeah.
With a person and stuff like that, whatever, right? And I looked at it stuff as where the age gap thing would never be a factor to a person who has a resolve like that. And then it came back to set person and stuff. Shout out to Lee. His name is Lee.
Right, right.
So like Lee's wife and stuff, so to speak, because I want to say like Dr. Brian kind of had a resolve kind of similar to like Lee's wife.
Right.
Right? So I looked at it as like, it's the resolve of the person and the constitution of the person and stuff, whatever, would make or break the age thing.
Yeah.
Because like you're saying, after like say a specific kind of age, ages don't really matter.
Right, yeah, yeah.
So yeah. Okay.
I wonder what the average age is though, like the average age difference would
between most couples?
Between most couples.
I think between 1 and 5.
Between 1 and 5?
Between 1 and 5. I don't know if I might have changed.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Whatever. But I want to say I've seen that probably like when I was 27, 28, probably like 11 years ago, 11 to 8,
okay.
12 years ago.
Yeah.
Because when I was looking at this stuff, I was kind of looking at it like before I got married.
Right.
To kind of look at this stuff, just to say like, so to speak, like, am I in a good range? Because my ex and stuff, whatever, was 2 years younger than me and stuff like that, whatever.
Yeah.
But then, again, it's that whole developmental portion of stuff of like brain activity.
Yeah.
And how mindsets and stuff, whatever, could work. That's more of the factor. But at that time, they were saying most couples and stuff between 1 to 5 years.
1 and 5 years.
Because I want to say like some couples and stuff, whatever I was reading, it was saying that like some couples and stuff might have been high school sweethearts.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And they might have like the boyfriend might have been a senior, and then the girl might have been a freshman and stuff like that at the time.
Right.
And then
yeah,
9th grade and 12th grade, that's a 3-year gap.
Yeah, that's the gap.
And they've been together and stuff since 88. So the 3-year gap and stuff has situated and stuff like that from then. And then again, you have the women who might be 16 at the time where they want to start to date older men or men who are not in their school and stuff like that, whatever. And they're like, to them, the allure is like, I got a man that can probably do things and stuff that a guy my age couldn't do.
Right, yeah.
So now...
You can buy his beer.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Because I mean, it's like, she knows she can't do that, whatever.
Yeah.
Babe, you want this young vagina, you gotta go buy the coolers for me and my girls. Right? So I think the average and stuff, whatever, like it might have changed. Don't quote me.
Yeah.
But I look at it stuff like last time I checked, it was a 1 to 5.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why I said like the 6, you're getting into like a temperamental era
right,
in me.
Right.
When I saw like, I'm like 1 to 5. I was like 5 years. And then I started when I was reading more and stuff for them, I was like, no, I can see that.
5 years, yeah, I can see that.
I can see that, but I was looking at like 6 and then like 7 now. I'm looking like, It's getting there. But then I'm thinking,
getting there.
But I'm just thinking more of I want to say, quote unquote, initial stages of dating.
Yeah.
I have a friend and stuff. Shout out to Nicole. I have a friend, Nicole, and stuff. And like Nicole's first boyfriend, she told me like her father sold and stuff, whatever. I remember her father, we're friends. And I remember like she had a barbecue one time and then we went to her pops' like her house and stuff, and her pops was there. And he's like, Just getting a consensus on all her guy friends now. How old are you guys?
Right.
Because this punk ass whippersnapper, when she was like 14, 15, her first boyfriend was 21. So I was like, God damn, what was you doing, Nicole? And she's like, well, he was there at my house most of the time and everything like that, whatever. So my parents knew I wasn't doing stupid shit on that. I was like, I wouldn't allow my daughter to date no dude who's that damn old, whatever. Be like, yo, she needs to finish high school. You need to go get a job in the real world.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, teach his own.
To each his own, man. And again, and age is relevance, right? I always remember what your father would say when the time when my sister was teasing him, and she was saying how he was old, and he looked at her and he goes in his very Jamaican accent, "We all are go old one time," meaning we're all gonna be old together. And he goes, when he said, I was kind of puzzled at that time because I was like, I was a little kid, right? And he goes, when I'm 110, you're gonna be 100. We're both gonna need somebody to change our diapers. So I was like, when I thought about it,
my father has he had a 9-year age gap on my mom.
On your mom?
9 years.
Yeah.
Right? And then again, my mother was pregnant with me and stuff at like 23. And I want to say they were rocking the stuff for probably that my mom was like 21.
Right.
So I look at it stuff as where that's a high gap.
Yeah.
Because if 21, she's dating a 30-year-old dude.
Yeah.
Right? But I mean, it like mindset and stuff, like my mom's different, like the resolve aspect and stuff coming, so to speak, and stuff of it is different. But then she looked at it stuff like, yo, like, what's going on?
Right.
Because we got to get shit to get done, whatever, right? Oh, you don't want to get shit done? Well, fuck it. I'm going to do it by my goddamn self. And that's just kind of like, again, it's the resolve of the person and stuff, whatever. But I don't want to say people aren't built like that and stuff no more, whatever. But I want to say it's a rarity.
It's a rarity.
It's a rarity.
Yeah.
Like I don't find too many, like, let's say, people at that time kind of just gearing up and dealing with shit, a lot of shit by the damn self.
Right.
Compared to, like, I guess people might have like a family back in their corner and stuff like that. My mom's family, so to speak, and stuff was still in Jamaica and stuff, whatever, right? So she was kind of doing everything by her damn self when she was up here and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So I look at it stuff as to still have that resolve and it's still not wavering. That's dope. It's a dope thing and stuff for them to have, whatever. Now, if, the person wants to kind of lock into that or not, that's on the other side of the equation and stuff, whatever. But again, like I said, like, there's a different type of understanding and mindsets, because I want to say, if I was with a person who I had a 5-year age gap on, I would kind of think at times and stuff, let's say if I'm under 30. So let's say if I'm 25 and she's 20,
right,
I would look at stuff as like, I was there one time.
Yeah.
I can see your understanding and stuff for that, but you're never at 25 yet.
Yeah, you're right.
So
yeah,
you probably can't understand my set of view and stuff for that. So I wanted to say, like, I'm not looking down, but I'll just look at stuff as like, where's your experience and stuff to, like, certain things? Like maybe something monumental or life-changing might have happened to me at 23, why I'm moving like this and stuff, whatever. And you haven't got to 23 or something life-changing and stuff to you.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's where the little song and dance stuff come through from both sides. But yeah, like the words of Aaliyah, age ain't nothing but a number. So onward. Let's start it off and say rest in paradise, Fatman Sccop, who died at the age of 53 on stage.
On stage performing.
Yeah, it's like R.I.P. Fatman Sccop, R.I.P. Big Pokey. He's with the like Screwed Up Clique. Or I want to say he's with Paul Wall and stuff at the time, but I'm pretty sure I think he was with the Screwed Up Clique and stuff, whatever. Like I think last year, the year before, whenever he died.
Similar circumstance on stage?
Right on stage and stuff like that. He was a bigger guy too. I want to say he was a bigger guy to begin with.
Yeah.
But throughout the course of the years, he's cutting down a lot of weight.
Right.
And then his ticker just gave out to him and stuff. So they just thought he kind of just passed out, but he just passed out and never came back. And it was all on camera.
That's crazy.
So like similar to this Fatman Sccop thing where he died at 53, I was looking at stuff, I was like, this is something I want to say kind of to to look in, like I want to say the key word being Fatman Scoop might have been like a health aspect and stuff, whatever too. But
right.
what I want to say, what the world should have learned during COVID and stuff, whatever, is that comorbidities, or let's say previous health ailments
Right.
and health conditions, play a major factor in a person's overall being.
Yeah.
So I think the thing and stuff is that when where people don't have like a connect or relationship with their doctor or a doctor,
Yeah.
it's crazy to me, because I always look at stuff as like your world might be kind of different, your body might be kind of different, and they might at least have a basis to say like, all right, your body was like this. Let's say minus in COVID and stuff in the factor.
Right.
Like say picture a world if we didn't have COVID, and there's a lot to ask to for a lot of people. But if you didn't have COVID and stuff like that, whatever, would your relationship or most people's relationships be still solidified with their doctors? Because I know some people and stuff. I know a guy to this day. Shout out to, and I love him too. Shout out to Keith. But that guy Keith and stuff, whatever. He's like, if I don't know nothing, it's all good. Sounds like he's like, and he looked at me, he's like, because he called me Murby. He's like, Murby, I haven't been a doctor in fucking like 12 years. And he said one day he started coughing, and then when he coughed one time, he saw a little blood.
Yeah.
He's like, oh shit, maybe I need to get one of those doctors and stuff. I'm like, you live in Ontario. Healthcare is free.
Right.
But then when he was like, he's like, yo, if I can still function in my day-to-day life, fuck a doctor.
Right.
And I was like, okay. But I was like, with that whole coughing blood aspect and stuff, whatever, he had to look at some things the way he had, like, I think like a tearing in the esophagus and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
And he changed his lifestyle with a certain amount of things. One, he was a heavy smoker and stuff, whatever, and he definitely had to kill all that.
Right.
Right. So when he killed a portion of that, he said he hasn't had a situation and stuff about like coughing blood and stuff in a minute. Because he said one time he kind of did it. That was more of like he's getting over a cold.
Yeah.
And then another time it did it and it happened. He's like, no. He's gonna look into a doctor. And then after he went for his checkups and all that type of stuff,
yeah,
they only kind of highlighted that this was a thing. And after that, fuck a doctor for the next like 10 years and shit like that. Whatever.
I was about to say, it's sad to say that, you know, like Keith, some people are only gonna go see doctors when an ailment arises, right? It's never on a preventative tip.
Mm-hmm.
It's always reactive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the one thing COVID did was kind of force everybody to go see their doctor.
Really? You think so?
Or some sort of physician, you know, either to get some form of shot, mm-hmm, or get some form of testing, right? One of the two. You had to see a physician. So I think that kind of steered things into that direction. But
you had people like people that didn't fuck with doctors and stuff, whatever, or even get shots and stuff like that, whatever, right? Because I want to say, like, I call it the Great Resignation and stuff, where, like, especially around that time,
right,
we had a good portion of people, like, I work in healthcare, and don't quote me on the numbers, but I want to say in the beginning, they're like, yo, if you didn't get shots and stuff, you're not vaccinated and stuff, whatever, you can't work here past a set time, right? And those, well, like, let's say it was like over 100 something people.
Right.
But I knew a few of them, like, you know, so to speak, interaction wise, whatever. And they weren't trusting doctors. So even to say like, do you like, oh, well, I'm gonna go check to see if, like, you know, hopefully I don't got the vid and everything like that.
Yeah.
They're like, nope, fuck it. Whatever I find on the internet, this is as good as it gets.
That's as good as it gets.
Fuck them. Big Pharma is out here to rob me. Yeah. They might even try to inject me with the vid and stuff like that. So I disconnect.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Imagine a world without COVID.
I knew a few that weren't even allowing you to get tested. But you're right though. But even with that being said, now after that whole COVID scare, and people were seeing that, listen,
comorbidities.
That was also something to look at as a cofactors, and there was a whole bunch of other things that were cofactors that was to say, hey, you know what? If you're a healthier person, you stand a better chance to fighting off these these diseases when they come, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there was any emphasis after like this whole COVID scare that even suggests people get on that train of thought, or we just went back to saying, okay, just continue on with your lifestyle as is?
I think the train of thought to kind of continue on and stuff, I want to say it kind of varies from individual to individual.
Right.
Because I look at it stuff as where I want to say what their worlds kind of consisted of, like, let's say prior to COVID to like after, or like during and stuff, whatever, before to say after. Because it's kind of like if your world and stuff was like, okay, you know, maybe like, let's say in my case and stuff, whatever, I look at it stuff as where both of my parents at the time were both cancer survivors.
Right.
Right. So both of my parents that were cancer survivors and stuff. And then both of them had diabetes.
Right.
Right. I want to say, ideally, if a person is like me, where their health chances and stuff are not so great on both sides, from the mother to the father, you want to be proactive than more reactive, like what you were saying and
Right.
stuff, whatever, right?
Right, yeah.
Because I want to say, like, I don't want to be reactive until like, oh no, I got diabetes too. Let me join them and stuff. And then figure out what the fuck should I do with my diabetes and stuff. Or I can try to watch how I eat, watch what I maintain and stuff with my body, like my sugar levels and stuff. Keep my diet and my lifestyle kind of like in check.
Right.
So it's more like proactive. Because I don't want to be in a situation and stuff now where I want to say, and I'm not hitting on nobody and stuff, whatever, but I'm like, to pick up a new lifestyle to say, now you need insulin shots, or you have to check your sugar levels and stuff, whatever. It's a different state of mind compared to people that just get up and go.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, obesity has always been a problem with you know, the majority of people within the U.S.
Mhm.
And to see somebody like, you know, Fatman Sccop, he's had that name Fatman Sccop for a long time.
That's what I
He's
said.
never been,
Slim Man Scoop.
He's never
Like,
been a Slim Man
yeah,
Scoop. It's
Skinny
he's
Man
always
Scoop.
been
Yeah, Fat Man.
Fatman Sccop, right? And
well, look at Big Boy from Big Boy Neighborhood, whatever, right?
look at Big Boy.
There's nothing big about him.
Right.
He's just old man. Like
Look at
he
Big Boy.
was.
But it's that type of lifestyle of just of eating the not so healthy food, the fatty food, the sugary foods, and we know that. It's not like we don't know that, but it's like when do people now get that mindset and say, okay, like, now we gotta stop this? It's like, it's killing us.
But that's what I'm saying. A good portion of the time is when they come back to a relationship with their doctor or their scope of care.
Right.
Right? That they might want to get this shit kind of in check, because I look at it stuff as, and I'm not picking on anybody, but I'm looking at like, if I live like way out of the city or some shit like that, right? And my so to speak, or the doctors that kind of gave birth to me might be, I don't know, some clicks to kind of get to.
Yeah.
If I have like a slight finger issue or stuff like that, whatever, or my finger might be, you know, kind of feeling kind of fucked up, I'm gonna look at it as if I'm gonna drive all the way this way to go deal with it and everything like that, whatever, for me. But now I look at it stuff as like, God damn, my finger look like black and blue and it's about to fall off and stuff. Well, this drive might not be that bad. And then now, when they're running the tests and telling you like, you know, da-da-da-da and everything, you're like, no, I came here for my finger. All I care about is my hang-tang finger. And you're like, yeah, but you had these amount of things that led to why you're at this point finger, with your finger or whatever, right? Do you now pick up and clean up your relationship and stuff with your doctor? Like, okay, so what I have to do? Well, we need you to run these tests and everything like that. You gotta do some urine. Like, I don't have a dick on my finger.
Right.
I don't need to do urine tests and stuff, whatever, when fix my finger, whatever, right? But if they're now getting a better relationship with their doctor, looking like, well, fuck, you know, this is the reason why this happened, hence this the reason why this, and then let me make sure these things are in check, and then be mindful and aware that my body isn't like young and resistant, or resistant is the word I want to say, resilient,
right,
to kind of bounce back to some shit. Because I'll tell you straight goods, Yo, I had a paper cut back in the day. I couldn't even, like, if I got a paper cut when I was in grade school, I couldn't even tell you which finger it was on. I just know it was there.
Yeah.
At the moment, I never was really a bleeder like that.
Yeah.
So if I got it, might be like an open little thing and stuff, whatever, and I feel it. Wash my hands, might feel a little sting and stuff when the soap gets to it, whatever. Probably the next day, gone. I'm like Wolverine and X-Men, like healed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a paper cut of some shit. I got a paper cut, I think, from a box in April on my hand. And I remember, like, on my birthday and stuff, whatever, like, they snapped a photo of me, like, because it was on this finger. So they snapped the photo of me, like this. They're like, oh, and they were laughing at me, like, why are you trying to hit some seductive naughty girl pose on your birthday and everything? And I was like, yo. And I said, before I went to LA, like, I got a paper cut from a box at work, and this bitch, like,
it's still
like, I feel like it's still in transition of healing. Like, it's not bleeding and everything. And I showed it, and they're like, because we're old people, bro. And like, I was like, the reality.
Yeah, that's the reality kicked in.
The reality. And you need to, and that's what I'm saying, like when I hear you shouldn't lie to your lawyer, you shouldn't lie to your doctor, the people in like your scope of care.
Yeah.
There's certain people like you really shouldn't lie to, and there's some people you really need a relationship with. Because in today's world, if you go fully, I want to say, farm-raised food, like, we're talking about, like, even if you don't cut your own chicken, like kill your own chickens.
Yeah.
Bob and stuff at his farm over there is killing the chickens. You pick up the chickens to cook, and then everything is like farm bred, like less factory, then processed things and stuff like that. I can see why you might have a disconnect with a certain type of world, because you are what you eat. And much of your lifestyle dictates stuff like your input, output is very fair and good. Cool.
Yeah.
But if it's not, I think you need a relationship with your doc.
Yeah.
Because, fuck, I seen a video and stuff, I think, like, the past, like, the week or the week before, whatever. They took melted copper and poured it on a Big Mac, and, like, the bun barely, like, burnt the stuff, whatever. You seen it?
I've seen it.
You seen it? Like, the bun, like, it was like you probably dropped it in the toaster for maybe, like, 2 minutes, but most of it is still golden.
Yeah.
And when it's touching the meat now, it's just bouncing off, whatever. I was like, how, Sway? If it touches skin, that's like some 4th, 5th degrees, even 12,000 degree burn to the head, to the flesh, but yet this meat that's supposed to be like flesh won't melt.
It's insane, man. It's insane.
We need our relationship with our doctors. If we're putting shit, and I'll be the first one to tell you and stuff. And I'm like, yo, when it comes to it, like, if it's a Cobra Clutch kind of situation and it's late, or I haven't eaten anything and stuff like that, whatever.
Yeah.
And I know, like, I need to put something like of substance in my body, I will run for a fast food.
Okay.
But I'll be mindful, like, on the time of day and stuff that it is and stuff like that, whatever.
Right.
And your wife laughs at me when I'm like, I wanted a Happy Meal. Like, you want a Happy Meal?
Right. Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
like, yo, but it's getting late.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need nothing heavy sitting on my body and everything like that, much less, like, I know after this, I probably might have, like, something like a tea or something to try to help break it up and digest it.
Right.
So then, therefore, hopefully most of it pass out of the stool, because as we can see, McDonald's burgers can survive melted copper, right? So imagine that shit inside your body trying to break down.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying. I mean, we talked about it, I think, maybe a few months back. It was like, when I get back from vacation, it's just like,
it's go time.
It's go time. Change up the
we say, like, before vacation, it was fruitless. Don't do that to yourself.
Yeah.
Boss, who the hell, like, don't be him.
Don't
be him.
Don't
you're
be.
there and stuff, whatever. Look like everybody's at the bar, at the poolside bar, first thing in the fucking morning, like, yeah, pina coladas. And you turn your head, you see Jim on the elliptical and everything. Don't be Jim. Don't be Jim.
No.
Jim, you can do that shit when you're at the fucking house.
Right,
Take 10 days off at least. Get back to your regular schedule program when you go back. Don't be Jim.
At least. Yeah, but at least once a year I go, I make sure I do my physical with my doctor.
It's good.
I get the eyes checked at least once a year. And just to maintain that relationship, because you're right, we're not getting any younger. And these things...
Our bodies are changing.
Constantly.
From, like, the environment.
Constantly.
Like, the thing and stuff is that, look at, sorry, it was last year. I was going to say this year. Look at last summer, where, we had orange skies.
Right.
And, like, the smog alert days and everything like that. I want to say they're kind of fairly decent. But like most of the time, like the air quality and stuff in most of these places and stuff is still not A1.
Well, but this is
and think about that on our body.
But this is what I'm saying, and a lot of people are not. It's so subtle that a lot of
air
people
quality today is low health risk, but it's still there though. It's a 3.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. And a lot of people, it's because it's so minimal. They it goes unnoticed, so people just don't even think about it, right? It's like that out of sight, out of mind thing. But no, this shit is still harmful.
It's still harmful. Exactly. It's still harmful, still affecting your body and stuff like that. And I want to say, it's just, let's say this. For myself, what I witnessed and stuff throughout the course of the years, when, let's say, when I was a kid and I heard about like certain celebrities passing,
right,
when I was younger, old age things kind of took them out. And I want to say you had 1, 2, like, let's say accidents, car accidents, or certain type of things and stuff like, Aaliyah had a plane thing.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, it's like, damn, that's fucked. But then in my 30s now, when I'm hearing like, let's say celebrities and stuff passing and stuff, it's not like something car accident, airplane type of thing. These are like health issues and stuff. And I'm looking like, yo, like, and they're not even like past the 60 mark.
But I was about to say, even when we were growing up, like a lot of people who were passing away, and they were passing away from health issues, they were still like a majority of them were still up there in age. Like they weren't like they were
60s.
They weren't ailing in their young age.
No, they're most of the issues and stuff are starting to come along and stuff in their 60s. But then look, like I said, the food quality, the air quality, the shit we're living in and stuff, whatever now, stuff we're getting, it's cutting that time down. Yeah,
the environmental change.
It's cutting that down and stuff. Whatever. Like, yeah, you might say I eat nothing but the best of the best beef from these kind of restaurants and everything like that. But the way how they raise cows back then compared to the way how they raise cows now, you're best of the best and stuff, whatever. Like, keep it a buck. What is it? God Bless Food Inc. That documentary changed a lot of friggin' lives. Because you're looking at like, yeah, we're going to package this as something different, but we still got the same kind of cows fucking with the feces and all types of shit the same way. We're just selling one cheaper than another.
Yeah.
Still same factory. So, I wanted to ask you and stuff, whatever. Okay, let's talk about this. So, Big Sean, right?
Okay.
He had a new album, the stuff that dropped, and he had his fans review his thing. He was like on live.
Right.
And fans giving him their honest review and stuff on it. And
I want to say some fans were not so nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, this is the internet.
Yeah.
You know, if it goes to streaming, just a social media platform, social media is not a place for that. I want to say, like, some people need mental health checks before they should fuck with certain things on social media. No, because I feel like, yo, if your brain, like, think about it. If you have an insecurity issue,
right,
and imagine, like, all right, for the whole Joe shit, whatever, right?
Right.
I would assume that, like, you don't have any kind of, like, mental issue and stuff, whatever, like, or you're phased or waved, if anything. Like, if I like, crack jokes or jest of, like, you know, for the whole Joe and stuff, whatever, it's purely satirical,
right?
Like, joke-wise and stuff. You're a
yeah.
handsome dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You put yourself together and everything like that, but I would just crack the joke lightly and stuff, so to speak. But now what if like multiple people are cracking this joke and stuff, the same kind of joke that I'm cracking and stuff? You're probably like, oh my gosh, are they seeing something I'm not seeing? It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
become self-conscious.
Yeah. And then now your whole psyche and stuff is kind of fucked with. Big Sean now had his moment and the reviews and stuff were not so good. My man legit got up from whatever the PC was.
Right.
And walked out the room and like came back with the crackly voice. So I'm like, hey, yo, what just happened? I'm like, you know, these people, these creatures of the internet gotta get you down and stuff, whatever. I was like, yo, some of them, they're just mad that they're not at the level where you are at.
Yeah.
Or you're at peace and stuff, whatever. So I want to say they purely might not be for you. Some people just like to troll and everything like that. And then I looked at it, so I was like, it had me thinking, How long do you think a modern musician's shelf life is?
A modern musician life?
Yeah, a modern musician. Because I look at the stuff as like with the Drake.
Yeah.
Like to show the speed of Drake before you start, it's kind of like Dark Knight villain. Die to be a hero, live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
Right.
In the beginning, I'm pretty sure the army loved Drake.
Mm-hmm.
The same, I want to use Tarajis and the LeBrons because these are the same motherfuckers and stuff is out here. Like they were chilling, cozied up with Drake to they out here. They not like us. They're not like us. Right? So I'm looking like, how long is the shelf life?
I want to say that I think it's less than 5 years.
Shit. I was going to say 10 and done.
10? Nah, I think that's too long, man.
Back then, would Sensei be safe?
Back then. I think Drake would be the last of that tenure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So like the 2010s?
Yeah. Who's had the next longest run since Drake? Would you say?
Who I would say?
Yeah. That's not of Drake's era. Let's say an era after Drake.
I would say Beyonce. I would say Beyonce and Lil Wayne.
Beyonce and Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
You wouldn't consider them in Drake's era?
No, because Beyonce dropped in like Destiny's Child dropped in 96, 97.
And when did Drake drop?
I want to say that whole like thing, I want to say maybe 2008.
Okay, so after Drake's era.
So you're asking for somebody after Drake's era?
Yeah. After Drake's era. Sorry.
No, it's not really sticking and stuff, whatever. And the reason why I say it like that is because I want to say, if we're talking to your terms, I want to say probably more of the singers kind of came alive to me. So I want to say like a Bryson Tiller, or like a Khalid. There's a few people or stuff of those kind of worlds because they're kind of still around. Let's say Bryson Tiller like to still drop songs and then he's still kind of writing and doing his thing, a party next door type. Like those people, so to speak. Like I don't know if you're using them and stuff of saying like multi-platinum superstar type of stuff. Like, are you saying that?
Yeah, that.
If you're saying that and stuff, whatever, then I want to say
level.
like it'd be more the females where like I say Janae, like a Kalani, Janae Aiko,
Right.
so to speak, because I want to say Janae Aiko have like a pretty good damn run.
Okay.
Because let's say Big Sean did his thing and stuff in the 2010, 2011.
Right.
His second album and stuff, that you should beware a woman with a broken heart. Like that track,
right,
was kind of like the first time I was hearing Janae Aiko.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say that's like 2012s-ish, where her shit's still dropping.
Yeah.
She's still getting this success and everything like that. And actually, I was hearing Big Sean's having babies and still doing things.
So her, and then you said Janae?
Her, like Janae Aiko, Kalani is like one of them.
Yes, okay, so we can say the female singers, not so much the male singers, though. Not so much the male singers.
The male singers and stuff, whatever, like, no, might be a little bit shorter than 10.
Yeah.
Because as I said, to your world, yes, 5 years and stuff would definitely match a lot of people.
Right.
But I want to say like 10, like in my world and stuff, whatever, no, not so much.
Not too much.
Not too many.
Yeah.
Right? Because I want to say, I don't feel like we've gotten, let's say, and I like Jay-Z, and I want to say we haven't got consistency after like he did his quote unquote initial retirement thing.
Right.
Because from before that, once a year, you know you're getting a Jay-Z album by the end of the summer. Like you knew you got some, because remember like with the whole Nas beef and stuff, whatever, it was brewing before summer, and then at Summer Jam, he's like, asked Nas if he was one of the Hove, no, and then Takeover came out 9/11.
Yeah.
With the time of 9/11, the day when 9/11 popped off and stuff, right?
Yeah.
You got the full version of Takeover where he's going in on Nas compared to like a sample snippet at a Summer Jam, and then after he issues his retirement and stuff, it's kind of like, yeah, the Black Album. Then they came out with American Gangster, and it was like a soundtrack / album.
Right.
Then you didn't hear shit from him for a while. Then he dropped Magna Carta, and then you didn't hear from him for a while before he dropped with the 444.
Yeah.
So it wasn't consistent and stuff where like most people, they tend to fall off in realms when it's not like that. But we always spoke about, if you solidify your core fan base, you kind of good for a bit.
Kind of good for a bit.
But 5 years. So, okay, let me ask you this next question.
Yeah, I think, because I think now it's more of a genre based than an artist based thing, and I say
Talk about it.
And I say that because a lot of today's music, it sounds the same, right? So the stuff that's out there, it sounds similar in nature. So not one person can ever claim the sound or run with the sound. So it's hard for one person to have that reign. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like a real portion of things back then sound the same.
Yeah, like compared to now.
I want to say you have like Boom Bat Nation and stuff, whatever, and certain artists and stuff. If you were entrenched into it, you can probably decipher who is who and what is what.
Right.
Right? Like I think that if you weren't entrenched and stuff into it, it would kind of sound much all the same. Like no shade to the Caucasian folk and stuff that would probably take shots at hip hop, but they're looking like, oh, all they're doing is talk about gangster rap. But like, no, we had people like Common Sense. We had mad conscious rappers and stuff out here. Right. We had mad lyrical, magicians and stuff out here. But because they just hear this aspect, or some of the other rappers back then will kind of jump into a similar sound.
Yeah.
Like it's that. Like it won't shock me if I hear other rappers and stuff now.
Yeah.
Like let's say someone like Ye.
Okay.
Right? Ye, who people write him off as a musical genius, whatever, right? When I heard Off the Grid, I never in my mind would have thought of hearing Kanye on a drill thing. And then after that, I think a year later too, that's when, it's Fabio Foreign's track with the New York City, please go easy on. And I was like, drill is a newer thing.
Right.
But he's an older artist and stuff for that. But then again, like I said, there's a few artists and stuff that's just, this is what the sound is, this is what we're fucking with for the time.
Yeah, but even with Kanye on that newer stuff, like it's still like, you still know it's Kanye. Like it's still like, it's Kanye. He has that distinctive delivery. He has his distinctive voice. When I say
if you're entrenched into it though.
If you're entrenched into it. But even if like today's music, people are actually trying to sound like everybody, like they're not trying to sound any different from each other is what I guess what I'm trying to say is nobody's not trying to have any particular style, like one particular style.
Yeah.
So because nobody has any one particular style, everybody's doing a particular style. So it's hard for one person to say,
to decipher.
Yeah, I'm going to be this guy for the next 5 years. No, for the next 5 years, you're going to be that guy. And there's going to be 6 or 7 different guys who are going to have hit songs.
Mm-hmm.
That are just going to be just as catchy as your hit song, that are going to dethrone you and say, I'm going to be the next 5 guys in the same. Until you have somebody that can like really step out and stand up by their own, it's going to be hard. And that's why I say with this era coming after Drake, because I think Drake and those guys, the Kendricks, the J. Coles, were the last to really say, hey, I'm going to be that person in my lane, develop my lane and run with it. After the Migos came out, everybody was running with that whole
trippy rap thing, like that, the triple rap.
Yeah,
but the and then like you have a wave of that.
You had a wave
of
that.
Yeah, now you don't have a wave of that no more.
But within that wave, how many of those single rappers went five or more years?
Trippie Redd is still going. I want to say Yachty is still kind of preserved.
Right.
There's a few. Future's one.
So there's a few that's gone to 5 years mark, right? But I haven't gone to. We've yet to see when that's gone to 10 years. It hasn't been around 10 years for us to say, okay, they've gone that 10-year mark.
Well, I want to say, like, if anything, Future came out after Drake, because I want to say
Future came out after Drake.
Right, with Drake, Future thing and stuff, and it wasn't him. I think it was like the guy that did the Racks on Racks. And then when I heard Tony Montana, that was Future, right?
Right.
Tony Montana. Future's, and this was like the 2010s, 2011. We are in 2024 and Future's still on tour.
Right.
Right? So that's 14 years of like a good run.
Right.
So to speak. But like I said, like I just thought a normal run would be 10.
Right.
Would normally be 10. Like I want to say you have your one hit wonders and stuff and then they fade to black quickly, but again, even in the past, like
10 is a
I
good
always-
10 is a good friggin' career, bro.
I
You
don't
got-
want to give away like my hospital and stuff, whatever, but like there was a celebrity from way back,
right.
and all they had is one hit. And when my hospital was like, oh, we're having like the company gala
Yeah.
going on, and they're like special guests, this artist, I'll tell you the artist and stuff whatever after, because like you'll use this to be like, I wonder where this artist performed at. That's where he works at. It's a different story. But like this artist and stuff whatever, when I seen like the flyer around the hospital, like in bulletin boards and everything like that, I was like, yo, am I high? But this fucker only had one hit. I was saying this fucking brother, like this
was
person
enough.
had one hit.
One was enough.
So I'm like, they're like special guests. You tickets for this gala is this special guest. I was like, you're gonna sing one song and leave.
You gotta pay him. You
Like-
gotta pay the man.
Yeah. Pay the woman. It's-
Or the woman.
so I was like, I'm not mad at it.
Nope.
I want to ask you something pertaining to music though.
Okay.
Buju Banton. You
Hmm?
heard about the Buju?
The tour?
Well, not only that, bless up to the tour and stuff, whatever. I've been a Buju fan from like way back when.
Right.
Buju's who I would spend my money on Buju before I spend my money on Cartel.
Right.
He made a statement pertaining to Afrobeats.
Okay, yes. Yeah. I heard
Okay,
about
so you're
it.
familiar with
Yeah.
that, right? So when he made a statement and stuff pertaining to the Afro, for the folks that don't know at home, Buju Banton is I say Buju Banton because he's Jamaican,
Jamaican.
and I look at it as stuff is where you have to look at it stuff is where the person is from to
Right.
pronounce the pronunciation.
Of course.
Like I look at
You
it
don't
stuff
want to
as
disrespect them.
well because people Naruto itself is Japanese,
Yeah.
but people over here say Naruto. Put some respect on it because it's a Japanese type of thing.
Yeah.
So this is a Jamaican guy, so don't say Buju Banton.
No, you can't say Banton.
Yeah, Buju Banton
Yeah.
is Buju Banton. So now with Buju now, he made his statement and just saying that pertaining to the Afro Beats and their run where they're at, their music doesn't have the substance compared to reggae,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And the influence of reggae and stuff. And he's like, yo, you have shit like the apartheid and all those type of things and stuff, so to speak, but no one is speaking amongst that pertaining to that genre,
Pertaining to that, yeah.
right? Before I ask you my main question for Buju, please tell me in your words, not Google anything and stuff, is there a difference between reggae and dancehall?
Between reggae and
Reggae music
dancehall?
and dancehall music.
Yeah, there's.
What is the difference?
Dancehall music is more of like a party and up tempo vibe,
Okay.
and then reggae music is more of it's more laid back. It could be more of a conscious thing, even though like you can have conscious dancehall. But I think that would be like the distinction between the two. Dancehall is more of like your dancehall would be more like your upbeat, rowdy, get you going type music.
Mhm.
And then reggae would be your like, no, you want to chill. This is more a chill, relaxed type of vibe.
Because when you're saying that now, okay, when you said that, I looked at this stuff as where if I'm somebody that is not of the culture, right?
Right.
Again, I'm gonna clump everything into kind of like together.
Yeah, of course.
So I would look at stuff and say, dancehall should be, now you can correct me if I'm wrong, dancehall should be on par with Afrobeats. Because you're saying there's conscious dancehall and stuff now, right?
Yeah.
What would you consider conscious dancehall?
I would consider Capleton.
Oh, Capleton is just war. Capleton is just war. That's conscious dancehall?
All this stuff is conscious now. Like
No, I feel like that's
Yeah.
conscious and stuff, whatever. But I just feel like it's just like upbeat because see, like it's not the reggae laid back thing when you're talking about.
No, it's
like-
all upbeat. That's
But I
that's what
feel
call
like
it
it's not
dancehall.
like a dancehall. I look at like a dancehall keyword being dance, I don't feel like you can dance to too much of his things and stuff, whatever.
Oh
like,
no, you have the bubble dreads out there dancing to it.
Bubble dreads.
You had the high skankers skanking to it.
Slow down, and they're winding themselves. Yo, that's pick a side. Like, I feel like that's more of a dance hall type of thing. Like,
no, but what I would say with Cape Town is because the energy, right? So that's what I'm saying. With dance hall, it's anything to me. It's high energy, whether it be like slackness, whether it be the bad man thing, or whether it be conscious music. As long as it's that high energy that you can move to, then I would consider that dance hall. Whereas reggae is more of a laid back vibe, because there's some slack reggae songs.
Laid back reggae song?
Yeah, you know what I mean? That I would say I would still consider them reggae more than dancehall.
I would consider Night Nurse kind of like one of them.
Okay, yeah. Night Nurse is a perfect example.
Night Nurse is laid back. Only this you will quench this thirst.
Yeah, it's a perfect example.
Like, right? You see, because the thing and stuff is where when Buju made a statement,
right?
I was like, from the Afrobeats songs that I like kind of like know, like I want to say I'm not entrenched into it, whatever.
Yeah.
But I want to say the Afrobeats stuff that I've known, I feel like it's kind of, I'm part of dancehall.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I'm part of dancehall and stuff for this. So I want to say like, would I say Afrobeats have substance to it, whatever? I don't look at dancehall tracks and stuff, whatever, so to speak, to like, with like so much of substance.
Right.
I was kind of looking at the stuff as like, it's just like a good time, or I guess high energy type of thing. And I feel like some of the Afrobeat stuff, whatever, right? Like, would just be more of that.
Right.
Now, I look at stuff where, if we're looking at it at that, so to speak, I would say Buju is wrong.
Right.
Because I don't think there's I don't know, but I want to say like the Afrobeats world, that's high energy. And like, I would feel like, let's say they might be conscious. And it's wrong to say Afrobeats, because I want to say Afrobeats kind of envelops like a whole continent of different styles and stuff, whatever, of like music. But I'm looking like, what if Kenyan music, like there might be you know how the Rastas have the little Naya Bengi kind of little vibe type of thing, and it's conscious things.
Yeah.
What's to say this country might not have something like that of their own, or this country might have something like that of their own. But then when it comes to the high energy shit, they all kind of agree and collab with Afrobeats.
Well, that's what I was saying when Buju made the statement. And it's not to say that I think he was... it's not to say that I think he was 100% wrong in what he was saying, but I think also he's speaking out of context, not knowing exactly what you're just saying, like what other places are doing with the Afrobeats movement, with the music itself. I think what we're being bombarded with is what we consider to be mainstream Afrobeats.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just like everything mainstream. We're gonna get the stuff that's not gonna be particularly politically motivated or in any way an uplift movement. It's always gonna be party and bullshit, right? So with that being said, you have dancehall that's a lot less than the dancehall music I grew up with, and more in line with the trap music that's happening in the US right now.
Trap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right. When you put me on that day or so, we were going somewhere and you played like dancehall trap, I was like, what? I was like, this feels aggressive.
Yeah, you have some Afrobeat stuff. Like if you listen to what they're saying, shit, some of the stuff they're saying in the Afrobeat songs is kind of aggressive? Too.
Interesting.
Right? So
like I said, I'm not entrenched.
And that's what I'm saying.
So, yeah.
And it's not until you actually listen to what's being said to say, okay, yeah, what's being presented to us looks a sort of way, right? Even with what you're saying in regards to reggae music. If people who are not familiar with the genre, right,
Mhm.
are listening to like black music and are listening to flow and are hearing what's being played on flow and taking that as a representation of reggae music, they'll never understand that there's a conscious side of stuff that they're not hearing. That's that, you know, a whole radio station can play 24 hours of just conscious reggae music. They may not understand that, right? Or they may not understand that the dance hall that they hear on flow, that's a sub portion of it. There's also, you know, 1,000,001 songs that play that might be even what we call it slack, might be even slacker than what that you hear on flow, might be even cleaner, right? But it's still a subgenre of these things of what we call reggae music. But part of that subgenre, there's a conscious element to it. So what Buju is basically saying is, well, if you're treating reggae, Afrobeats as, you know, something of because I think I think what they were talking about was they were saying it's an Afrobeats is paying homage to reggae music, the reggae genre. I think that's how it started, and I think that's what Buju got offended over, and basically kind of said, "No, how are you going to say that they're paying homage to reggae music? What have they done to uplift anything on the continent of Africa?" Which, again, me not being versed, only hearing the superficial stuff that comes up on the radio or whatever, it's all party music to me. Like it's, and again, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, right? But if I was to think of a genre as a genre on a whole, you're right. I wouldn't think of it as a conscious type of movement. I would think of it more of it as a party thing.
Yeah.
So
like I don't look at stuff as like, so to speak, like an EDM track.
Right.
Like I'm gonna get like, let's save the world, save the whales and stuff like that. Whatever. I'm there like I'm just there to move my body and joke. So to speak and stuff for there. So I'm like, what you're asking, it might be kind of wild from other genres and stuff if their genre is not really kind of based upon it, whatever, right? Because I'm about to say, like I said, I'm gonna say folk music, but like let's say the folk music of like let's say South Africa,
right,
might have like tracks about how bad the apartheid was,
right.
Then I'm like, I don't really blame I don't even want to blame the media for that because I want to blame like it's kind of like I've heard this. So I heard a woman tell me this stuff. And they're like, yo, we have the internet, we have Google. Like, I don't understand. Like, why are we still stupid? and she said it in a part, and I'm like, it makes so much sense because here now, like, if you're listening to this podcast or something like that, and you're looking like, I wonder, this is the time for you to pause and go Google some shit and see if whatever country or let's say, because even Burna Boy made a statement and stuff. He's like, yo, Afrobeats just have no substance and stuff for that. It's just all get up and party and stuff like that. And I want to say Burna Boy is kind of like leading the forefront. Him and Wizkid would be kind of the leaders to like the Western world, to us, on like Afrobeat people.
Right, yeah.
Right? And I'm looking at it like if one of your leaders is telling you like there's no substance and stuff, and I was looking like, Buju is not wrong, so to speak, whatever. But I feel like, again, like you're saying, I don't think he's versed enough because I'm not versed enough, and I don't want to speak about it, whatever, when like somebody be like, yo, I've been making hits for like the past 6 years, but because you guys don't want to listen here now, whatever, I'm like, yeah, we have the internet now, like, open the playlist, search the playlist, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Or even just say like, all right, you know this artist now, go on YouTube, see what the fuck their shit might be like, and then maybe find something to that liking. Because I remember when I think you went downtown one time when like Chronix was here,
right?
And Chronix to me wasn't big,
right?
To me, he wasn't big and stuff, whatever, right? And then like when I was talking to some people stuff at the time, I'm going downtown to like the Chronix little free concert thing and stuff, whatever. I was like, who the fuck is the Chronix? And they're like, yo, he's like the next Bob Marley. I'm like, what?
Right, yeah.
And then when I'm hearing this shit, I was looking like, oh shit, I didn't know we were getting artists and stuff like this and stuff, whatever now. Then I went down a whole Chronix rabbit hole and stuff, whatever, where I fucks with Chronix heavy.
Yeah.
Now, whatever, right? And then again, I'm not putting that to media because I want to say, I couldn't tell you how many Chronix tracks I probably heard on like radio or even a top 40 shit. It was up to me that had to take it upon myself to go deeper down to say like, this is the person who I rock with.
Right. Yeah. But even, I mean, and that's also the testament to Chronix's music, right? For the music to be that good that the underground is buzzing. You know what I mean? And you picking it up from the underground for you to say now, oh shit, if it's buzzing in the underground, then I need to see what it is. And then you checking it out now and seeing, oh shit.
Yeah, because I heard one track. I think the first track I heard from Chronix was I think "Smile for Me, Jamaica."
Okay,
right? And I was like, this is not jumping off your top rope of the speaker box type of music and stuff, whatever, right?
Right.
And I started listening to other stuff from him, and I was like, yo, Chronix is that dude. I like the vibe with it, and then the laid back kind of reggae kind of. It brought back that essence and stuff, whatever. And then my world, I want to say Chronix kind of created a divide again, like, because I want to say, like, was it I Wayne with the one man can satisfy her? Like, I look at that vibe and stuff, whatever, had a different kind of thing, but it still was more bouncy enough where you can move.
Yeah.
Where Chronix shit was stuff is more of like even a chiller vibe and stuff. And I was like, this is definitely not dancehall.
Right.
This is definitely not a dancehall and stuff. This is more of the reggae. But from the Afro beats and stuff, like, I want to say, I've heard Burna Boy were like more of a kind of a few more conscious type of tracks.
Yeah.
And then I heard him more into like the Afro beats kind of specialty and stuff. And I look at it as like, I just took it was just pertaining to the artist itself, that what they choose.
I think it's eventually going to boil down to the artists themselves, what they're going to choose. I think a lot of them, and it's not just that genre of music too, right? I think a lot of artists come in and they have a specific vision for their music. And then it's, 9 times out of 10, it's the record label saying, okay, we're going to choose a direction of how let's say your first 2 albums are going to go. Because we
Pink?
want, yeah.
I think about Pink and L.A. Reid all the time and stuff,
because
whatever.
we want to make sure we make back our money, right? So we're going to make sure we're going to guide the direction of your first 2 albums. After the first 2 albums, after you make us back our money, do whatever you want. So you find that a lot of artists have more freedom. Come the 3rd, 4th album is like, it's really them.
Definite.
Yeah.
You always hear that.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, well, compared to my last 2 albums, they always go back to my last 2 albums and stuff. Whatever. This is more me.
This is more me.
This
right?
is my life. This is how I'm feeling.
Right.
And I was like,
because now you've made everybody their money.
Contract freedom?
Contract freedom now, right?
Fair. All right. Let's get to the question of the week, man.
All right, let's go.
Question of the week says, how many years do you think human beings have left to survive on the earth?
I would say 100.
A solid 100.
Let's say a solid 100.
A solid 100. I'm not mad at that. I would say, so to speak, I would say 150, less than 200.
Okay.
In that range.
And
it's not even on some Price is Right shit to out Trump you, but I looked at this stuff as where I think we have the tenacity to go for 100.
Yeah.
But I think with our lack of togetherness, we're not going to get to that point where we can go past that. Contrary to what most of the time, like, like with the ozone layer kind of actually just fixing itself or being repaired on its own.
Yeah.
I think shit like that and stuff can slowly but surely kind of come around. But I think we do a lot of, like, I want to say, destroy, then build, and not repair, so to speak.
Right.
So I think this is where like the catastrophic thing tends to like roll in. When I say repair, is like, let's say Flint. We knew about the water situation in Flint, Michigan and stuff why is that not fixed to the level where it should be?
Right.
Right?
Right.
The repair aspect is the
Right.
problem
Yeah.
for a lot of times and stuff, whatever. And like what you were saying and stuff too is like, like you're reactive,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna do. Some people, I would hope some people are like diligent and say like, all right, this is my car. Oil changes, gas, and certain things and stuff, whatever is like a must.
Yeah.
Whatever, right? And a tune up every now and then and stuff there. But until there's just like clink, 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 then you might look at the person and stuff and might say, like, you know what? I'm just gonna get a brand new car. And repair it again is an issue and stuff, whatever, to a lot of people, right? To try and to do better than to clean up the fucked up thing, bring it to earth. We haven't done that much repairing back to the earth.
Yeah, I don't think that we don't make the earth or the people on it a priority. Because going back to the whole Flint situation, right? Just think of like a government really making that priority and saying, hey, you know what? Stop what we're doing for the next 2 days, right? Put a dedicated team of people on it, right? And we're going to repair these pipes. We're going to get clean water running, right? And after the 2 days, we're going to go back to regular business. 2 days, so what? The logging industry might be down. The forestry industry might be down. The industries all over might be down. But guess what? For those 2 days, we're going to fix this problem and fix it so that it doesn't happen within the next 100 years. We don't have to worry about it again in the next 100 years. Right? Then we'll go back to all the other regular bullshit.
Yeah, it might take us a month to fix this situation and stuff, but after the month, you could do whatever the fuck because now we have barriers and preventative things where shit won't get as bad as it was.
That's it. Problem solved. We won't even take the time out to say, hey, let's solve this little problem. It's crazy to me when I watch videos of places in China. And they'll show you like a complete block of highway section done in 3 days.
Oh, yeah. The lack of togetherness. Yeah, we have that. They have that over there for
done
sure.
in 3 days.
COVID. I think the COVID with the whole makeshift hospital to full built mortar pestle hospital with like, I think 8 levels or some shit like that, whatever, 8 floors.
Yeah.
I was like, during the pandemic. Like less than a year, like 9 months to a year, this hospital was like ready to go to now take on possible COVID patients and everything and stuff like that. I was like, that's fucking remarkable. Won't happen here. It took my hospital some years to do it. Not, again, this is not I hate my work, my job episode. This is not but
every time I get off the 401 onto Eglinton and I hit Eglinton and just think about we're passing the 10-year mark on this project.
Oh, with the transit?
Yeah. I've watched a chunk of highway section being put together in 3 days. That's the government saying, no, we're making this the priority. Yeah, we may have to shut down certain industries. Yeah, there might be, a bleeding for certain people for a little bit of time, but guess what? We have to for progress to happen. We're shutting shit down to make sure this happens. If the government would just say, hey, you know what? Free construction on houses for the next 6 months. I need every construction worker to work on the friggin' Eglinton line and get this shit completed. I need to complete in 1 week. If y'all can't complete it in 1 week, I'm starting to dock pay on you motherfuckers. Make these motherfuckers work overtime and get shit done. And that should have been done like how many years ago?
Yeah, because I always look at stuff as like, why not do road work and stuff in those middle of the night times and stuff, whatever, when most people and stuff aren't worked or active around those times. Like I remember there was a time where whenever the Cavs, 2016, the Cavs won the ship. I went home to Cleveland for the parade, right? That happened during the week.
Yeah.
And when I was going to drive over and stuff, like let's say the night before the parade, there was like so much of like the QEW that was just cut down to one lane. I was like, And I left like going towards the midnight hours and stuff. And I'm like, yes, this
Right.
makes fucking sense.
Yes.
Have your road workers out now, your road workers out at this time, because come, let's say 6 o'clock in the morning, where like morning commute is about to pick up, whatever. We don't need this.
I don't know why they stopped it. I don't know why they stopped it.
Yeah. I feel like I asked the question and stuff about like the earth is because, I mean, when you have snow in the Middle East, hell, it's snowing in like Mexico and Vegas and shit like that, whatever, where it wasn't
Yeah.
and stuff. I feel like eventually the earth or God or wherever you want to call it will find a way to eradicate a good portion of people. This planet is what, 70% water, so to speak. How many underwater cities are on the planet? If you have underwater cities and stuff from like, I want to say Greece to Japan to China, like hell, look at the thing in where people always die in Georgia, the lake Lanier, where they said like it was like a black people and stuff, like it was a town of black people and they flooded it,
yeah,
and everything. So you have so many underwater places and stuff, right? I look at stuff as where some of the things might be man-made, but I think a good portion of them stuff is kind of like the earth kind of jabbing back, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And like the global warming thing and stuff, whatever. I feel like this is like kind of like the earth kind of jamming back because we've been here for what, like we've been here for like not too long because the planet is what, how many? 400 billion years old?
Around there.
About 400 billion?
Yeah.
And then I look at stuff as where from the industrial age and stuff kind of came in, shit just kind of went to shit.
Yeah.
So I look at it, I was like, I don't know. Mother Nature might just kind of come back and be like, y'all bitches want to play too much? I'm going to just make it snow, or I'm going to just block out some shit. None of your man-made shit's going to stop. And then when I clip a good portion of the population, y'all going to realize what is what. Like looking, what was your train shit you had me trying to watch? The Ice Piercer? Is Snow Piercer?
Oh, the Ice Piercer.
The ice
something
Snow
like that.
Piercer?
The train that ran through the ice.
That ran through. I'm like, yo, that's the earth jamming back.
Listen, I always say, man, it's just if we're looking at the earth as a conscious living organism, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
And that would make us parasites.
Correct.
That and at some point the earth is going to sate itself, it's going to go to its cosmic doctor. It's going to go.
I have these critters crawling over me, and now I'm having lesions, or the cities they're building on me. What is this? Like, yo. They're called humans. They're a parasite.
Oh, you got them, eh?
You know, one flood will take care of everything.
Don't worry.
One flood will clear that area and stuff, whatever, you know? A few raindrops, a few storms and stuff, whatever. Hurricanes are wild now. A lot of things are just out of pocket. The axis shift that we're talking about and stuff, whatever. I was like, yo, I'm not too sure how long humans really have to, whatever on the shit. I want to say we've been an adaptive kind of force, because I want to say if you're talking about like from the caveman drawing times,
yeah, like
we've been here, so to speak, and stuff. But I'm like to like vast like survival-esque type of level. Like we're flourishing well now.
Was it Galepe Temple or Galepe? Someone or like old, like I think it's like the oldest ruins. They said it's over 10,000 BC.
Okay, where is that?
I think it's in near the like Iraq, like that region.
Okay,
out there. But they're saying like, you know, civilization, like they had like it's like a temple mound, but then they had like different building structures around it. So like they're saying like, okay, if we had like civilization like 10,000 BC or however long years ago, right? What have they seen, or what kind of calamities have they seen? What kind of weather pattern changes have they seen that we're now either going to see again, or now only going to go see for the first time? And Why are they not distinct? Like, you know what I mean?
Why is extinct
yeah,
and
why
gone?
why we not only seeing like remnants of their beings?
And that's
here?
what I'm saying. That's the thing that I'm saying and stuff for them. Because I'm looking at stuff, I was like, yo, again, you have like mad shit like, I want to say, who's it? Not what's on the Falk Islands? Not Stonehenge. Is it Stonehenge? Stonehenge. The Stonehenge and
Stonehenge?
no, the one with the heads.
That's East. It's not Easter
The Easter
Island.
Island.
That's
Easter Islands. Yeah, the one with the heads and stuff for there. Who the fuck did these things and stuff and put this thing way in the ground and
In the
stuff
ground.
like that, whatever,
Yeah.
right? And I'm looking at him like, why y'all can't do shit like that now? We
Yeah.
have the technology now,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah.
No, right?
Yeah.
Fucking Japan has builds that sway in earthquakes and stuff, whatever, where you don't get damage and stuff. We have the technology. Why can't we can't recreate some of this shit? I'm like, yo, there's gonna come a time and stuff, whatever, where we're gonna get whopped off this bitch. The survivors are gonna be the survivors, and then they're gonna like probably tell previous stories and stuff like back in my day and whatever, or like legend has it there was these hieroglyphics and he has these devices. They had no buttons, and the screen would activate when you tap it.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm like,
And people moved about in the sky in a winged bird.
we have so many lost civilizations and stuff here
Yeah.
to this day and stuff, whatever. We're looking like, why do we think that we're safe or we're not going to be next?
That we're not going to be next. But that's what I'm saying. Why do we believe that over this 400 billion year period that we're the only intelligent beings to ever inhabit this earth?
Ego. That's preposterous. It's preposterous. Poppycock.
400 billion years. We're the only intelligent beings to ever walk this land.
Preposterous. Insanity. Let's get to Ask the Sons.
Let's get to Ask the Sons.
All right. First Ask the Sons comes from Gomez. Gomez says, what's one small business local store that you believe is a front? That porn store over there by Jane and Chatui. And Chatui or Trade Away or Chichue. That was
Chichue?
Yeah. That porn store that was over there and stuff for the longest. I was like,
is a front?
They're smuggling. I was like, do all the perverts of the city flock to there to kind of keep this thing flourishing?
Yeah.
Or the rent must be like, before at the time must have been the peanuts to kind of keep afloat. I'm like, they're smuggling some shit. There, and there's this one spot of stuff, whatever, at Jenna Wilson.
Right.
By LCBO. They play a lot of loud music. And it's a clothing store.
Okay.
I don't know how they're still surviving. They'll probably hear this stuff and like, tell Marv to fuck off and everything like that. But I look at stuff and I was like, what? Like, for years, I've seen the rise and fall of Zellers.
Mm-hmm.
But this store is still there.
It's still there.
Still there.
Yeah,
still same owner. And you see the old photo from let's say the early 90s.
Yeah.
You see him, he's just grayed up a little bit, whatever. I was like, I am not mad at that. They had this shit over there. I think it's called Jerry's.
Jerry's Budget?
Yeah. Like Jerry's is like a remnant and stuff. But I'm like, Jerry's had a lot of popularity.
Is Jerry's still there?
Jerry's is, so to speak, still there.
Jerry's is still there.
So to speak, still there.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's kind of like the Honest Eds and stuff of its time, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You get why people went to Honest Eds.
Yeah.
You get why people go to Jerry's and stuff for that. And the
Jerry's
byway.
Budget, man.
This other place, it's a front.
Yeah.
It's a front. Change my mind. Change my friggin' mind.
Yo, there used to be this spot. I always talk about it all the time, man. When I used to cut here at Upscales. And across the street, there used to be where
was Upscales directly at?
Upscales was on Western Road. I want to say just south of, or was it north?
Because I know it was off Western Road, but I'm trying to figure out where.
Just a little bit north of Ray Avenue.
Okay. So it's closer to Western Eglinton.
It's right beside the funeral parlor.
Scott's Funeral Home.
Scott's Funeral Home. It was right next door to it.
Yeah.
Across the street, where the corner store is in that building.
Yeah.
So when I was working at Upscales, it used to be the corner store, right? A a vase and a vase and painting frame shop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a bowling alley, right? In the 5 years that I worked at Upscales, I seen the bowling alley
Come and go.
get converted into a pool hall,
Okay.
right? The corner store get his Coca-Cola deliveries by a rider's truck.
Okay.
The vase and picture frame store in between, I've never seen a customer ever walking there
Front.
in my entire life. In the 5 years, I've never seen a customer ever
Front.
walk in there.
Front. I would walk in that bitch, like, if it was still around, I walk in that bitch and be like, yo, is this a speakeasy? They're like, no, we sell frames. Do you really? Do you? Where's Jojo Chinto? Resurrect this nigga. Like, to go do an investigation, expose on this.
If there was nothing that gave it away, was when the rider's truck pulled up with the shipment load of Coca-Colas. I'm like, bro, this is some off the truck Coca-Colas.
No further questions. See, I'm not the only one. I'm glad there's some locals places.
There is.
Next question, and this Son's question comes from Mayalove. What is something we all know, but we can't prove it? We can't prove. What do you got?
Moon landing was fake.
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. I mean, the list can go on, but like, I want mad questions and answers to like the moon landing thing, because motherfuckers. Let me say thoughts and prayers to the astronauts. The two are still trapped up there. Imagine your excursion in June turned out to be like, yeah, we're not gonna pick you up till February. Don't worry, you got enough food to last you till February. You'd be like, but I had shit to do in December.
like, cancel your plans. That's wrong.
So wrong. So wrong. Cold-blooded. All right. Down to the last question. Last Ask the Sons comes from Cuddy 3K. What's the biggest loophole you've exploited?
The biggest loophole I've exploited was the Super Mario Brothers stage where, you know, you got to the end.
The loop? And did you go to world thing?
No. The 100-man little thing where you catch the turtle shell right at the stairs. Yeah. And you just jump on it until just you get 100 men.
Oh.
Yeah.
For me, it was the old Mississauga transits. The old Mississauga transit and stuff for their back then when I used to ride the bus. Like, especially when you used to live in Saga.
Yeah.
Yo, if I did what I had to do within 2 hours, I was blessed. One fare. Like, yo.
The one fare.
Like, I did everything because their thing and stuff is like, long as the transfer stuff is still marked within that time frame.
Yeah.
Now, once I got to Saga, say less.
That was blessed though, because it come from Toronto. Toronto was just an hour. Like the transfer only lasted an hour, man. You had to pay again.
Saga, you like 2 hours and like 20 minutes or 25 minutes or some shit like that, whatever. I went here, I went there, I went to and fro. Then I said like, all right, if I'm gonna check you, I'm gonna have dinner with you guys and stuff, whatever. Yeah. Get another transfer, hopscotch around, and then make it back before, like, you know, a cutoff time to make it back to the city.
Remember transfers was a commodity?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I remember when I used to come home from school, and as soon as I got to the doorstep, someone would ask me for my transfer.
Mm-hmm. And then they killed that and stuff for there. Doesn't say that loophole. They're like, no. We need to close this shit real quick. We're losing too much money on this bitch. I'm like, well, fuckers, you could have had a lot more from me, but you didn't. Yeah. So I done caught y'all asses beforehand. Okay. We are here at the end.
We're here.
We've made it. So say the Sons this week. Okay. So the So say the Sons this week says, everybody wants candy. What you need is soul food.
So says the Sons.
Ain't nothing wrong with eye candy out in these streets and stuff for that, but you want something substantial and stuff to fill you, keep your soul fulfilled and stuff is, you know, on your way. And I want to say, even tidbits of information and stuff, whatever, don't keep you informed until you're fully immersed into it.
Right.
And have an understanding, especially like the Buju thing that we were talking about earlier today, whatever. Like, we're not naive or arrogant to say that, you know, it's not already there. But we just only been given off like just the quick little candies of what it might be, but they're probably like, what is Buju talking about? We have this over here. This is where Afrobeats kind of like came from.
Right.
So it's more of somewhere where don't go for the candy portion of stuff, whatever, because everybody wants candy, but what you need is food.
Yeah.
Soul food.
And when anything's popular, someone always tries to take it and make it of their own, right? Like I look at even Christian rap. There was no such thing of Christian rap without rap. Somebody looked at rap and say, "Hey, I love it. This is dope, but I gotta make it my own because
you don't like what this is spitting."
Right. Who's to say there's not somebody right now in the Afrobeats community that's like not saying, "Yo, I love this, but I gotta make it my own. I gotta, I gotta now put my people to the forefront and show, whatever Buju's talking about, like the whatever plight he may be talking about. Maybe there's an artist that's just about to, make his debut and show these things.
Like, it's my time to shine.
Right?
So say the Sons again. Everybody wants candy, but what you need is soul food.
So say the Sons.
We are here. We appreciate you guys rocking with us.
We appreciate you.
For these few minutes to go into hour.
Chicago, we love you.
So thank you very much. And then once again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the above. Keep it coming. We appreciate the love we're getting on the YouTube front aspect and stuff as well. We haven't forgot you guys in the radio audio land, so this is the reason why you guys kind of get the hit first.
Bless.
Once again, thank you for listening to the Podical Sons. And always remember, there's a big ass difference between genius and stupidity. Because genius has limits. Peace and love, y'all.
Peace.
Arrivederci.
The Podical Sons with Not Your Average Joseph and Sofa King Marvelous.